All right, here we go. I hear B&J's Custom. Just giving y'all a shot of this. I hope you can hear me. I got the fan on over here, but this right here, I just wanted to show y'all. Fresh from the machine shop. Block been prepped. You see right there, that's what they wrote on there. Standard block prep. Board to 6.2. And this is a 6.0 block. It's got brand new cam bearings in there. You can see them all the way through. They replaced the cam bearings. City Motor Supply is the ones who did the work. As you can see, it's cross hatches in the cylinders. They all been bored over to 6.62. I don't know the exact spec of that. I think it's 4065 or something like that. The board, don't quote me on that. I'm no expert at all, but there it is, the cross hatches. You can see brand new cam bearings down off in there. City Motor Supply, they the ones who did the work. But there it is. Just showing y'all where I start from. I normally just buy basic blocks and I build them up myself. I'm gonna try to bring my my other camera where I can set it up so I can do this video, so you can actually see me doing some of the build on here. But I'm just showing y'all beginning stages of it. This is a block fresh from City Motor Supply. This block has been prepped. It's been normally they hone it, but since this one had a little scoring on cylinder number 4, I went on ahead and had it bored out to a 6.2 and just got 6.2 pistons. You don't have to change the crank. My crank is, see if I can show you right here. This is my crank. My crank has been polished. Okay, I think it's 10 under. I got some ACL aluminum silicone main cap bearings and bearings right here. That's what I'm gonna be putting in this motor. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this build. I'm gonna go ahead and get this crank in here. I normally use, let's see, I know everybody use some different stuff. If I can slide this back, but I normally use the Lucas engine assembly. Focus in there in a minute, I guess. I don't know what's going on today. I think the light from the camera is too bright. There we go. This Lucas assembly lube right here. This is what I use. So, like I said, I got the 5.3 block right here that's going in the sharp bed. Got the 6.0 block sitting up here. It's going in a sharp bed. And this block right here is going to be going in the 71 Chevelle. And that's it for right now. I'll come back to you later. Go again, we back. It's about 5-10 minutes later. As you can see right here, I have I got the bearings in there. These are the main cap bearings. I got them in there and I got them lubed down underneath and on top. I'm getting ready to put the crank in. Here's the top of the main bearings right here. Got them lubed down on the bottom. I'm gonna put some more on the top once I get the crank sitting in there. But yeah, there it is. Nothing is never too much lube, so I'm gonna lube it down real good. Probably because I'm not gonna finish the build tonight. It's just gonna be probably I'll probably finish it up tomorrow, maybe the next day. But I'm just giving y'all a shot of it so you can see what it's looking like step by step. I'll be back. All right, we back. This is the next day. I didn't get as far as I wanted to get because I ran into a problem. And like I always say, when I make a mistake, I like to let people know about it. Nobody's perfect. Everybody make mistakes. What ended up happening is first thing first. The bolts on the main caps, which are those bolts right there. When you tighten those down, you're really not supposed to you're not really supposed to tighten them down, because I think they're gonna be at I'm not really gonna say what they're supposed to be at because I don't remember, and I don't want nobody jumping in the comments saying, nah, that's not right, you don't know what you're doing. But I look it up on LS1 Tech just like everybody else who build these motors. Most people can't remember it. My memory is not that good. So whenever you torque these down, you don't want to tighten these bolts down too much, because the torque is not that much. Where it's gonna come in at is when you degree them. That's the important thing, is when you degree them. So what ended up happening is I put this crank down in there and I tightened it down, and I just barely tightened it down, and the crank wouldn't move. And anybody who builds these blocks already know that without the heads on there, you should be able to take your hand and turn this crank easily, because I don't have any pistons in, not heads, my fault. Pistons. I don't have any pistons in that's dragging on the cylinder walls. So this should turn freely. Even after you torque and you degree this crankshaft, you still should be able to turn this freely by hand. If you have any binding, any dragging or anything, stop where you at, pull everything back apart, and look and see what's going on. Check your bearings, make sure there's no dents or divots in your bearing, no dirt, no grit, anything like that, no scratches, anything on your bearings and on your crankshaft. Then see, my problem was when I put it down off in here, you see these caps right here? See these caps? They're turned a certain way and they're numbered. Like this cap here, this is number 5. Number 5 goes towards the back of the engine. See, number 5 is turned towards the front of the motor. Now, if you go up here to number 4, which this is number 4, number 4 is turned towards the back of the engine. Number 5 is turned towards the front of the engine. So you got number 4 that's turned towards the back, number 3 that's turned towards the back, and you got number 2 that's turned towards the back. Number 1 is also turned towards the back, and that is number 1. Well, what I did was, it's easy to happen. I called the motor place. I thought maybe they had gave me the wrong main cap bearings, but because what ended up happening was somebody scribbled on the box, scribbled out the part number, and they wrote in 0.10, which means the crank was cut 10 under, so you have to get 10 under bearings. So I thought maybe somebody had done that, made a mistake. Well, what ended up happening was they told me to check my caps. Now these are your caps right here. That's what we call the caps. This thing with the bolts in it. These are your main cap journals. So what ended up happening was I had number 2, number 3, and number 4. I had them turned towards the front of the engine. And anytime you got those, you have to make sure these are turned the specific way, because if they're not turned the right way, when you tighten them down, you'll lock that crankshaft down and it won't be able to turn. You'll think there's a problem when there's really no problem. It's just pretty much you made a mistake, and that's what I did. I had this one, and this one, and I had them pointing looking like this one, and they needed to be turned towards the back of the engine. So pretty much one, so pretty much 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to be turned towards the back of the engine, and number 5 is going to be turned towards the front. So what I did was I turned those 3 around, these 3 right here in the middle, and there you go. Now the main caps are tightened down. Everything is good now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to torque all of these, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think the torque is 22 foot-pounds, but I'm going to go on LS1 Tech and I'm going to check, and then I'm going to get the degree, and then I'm going to degree all of these, and I'm going to torque it.